first on my agenda is year 5 in the WNBA. What's that like? What is that like?
I don't know. It happened so fast. Like you look up and it's like, wow, I'm halfway through a tenure. And then you look at the players that when I came in as a rookie who were in their year 5s, who are now year 10s. And I'm like, wow, time really moves fast. But I like how it's going. I like how the game has evolved. I like how I have evolved as a person, as a player. It's just, I look back and I think about the things I did year 1. I come nowhere close to doing those things on and off the court. So it's a good thing. It's a good 5 years.
Okay, so second year with the Sparks. Last year was kind of different because of the wobble. And then this year, you guys practically have a whole new team. So what is your mindset going into this season? How's it been for you?
Honestly, I came into this season, well, looking at the roster, right? When Fish put out like who's on the training, the potential that we have with the pieces, I don't know, my imagination just goes wild. So the situations that I put my mind in where we have these different players on the court, it gets overwhelming in a great way because we have so much talent. Other teams will say, y'all are stacked because you're looking at body size, height, you're looking at all that, and we have everything across the board, and we're so versatile. I think that's what makes it so exciting. You get so giddy about it because everybody can play 1 to 3 positions. So it's like, who are you going to guard?
So I saw on your Twitter that there was, I guess, I'm not sure if it was from a game or practice, but you said Defensive Player of the Year loading. So is that your personal goal for this season? You got that locked up?
Yeah. It kind of started last year. I put goals, like really, really extreme goals ahead of myself. That way, if I do happen to miss that bar, what's right under it is just as good. So for me, last year, I was saying, okay, I want to place on a team when it comes to defensive players. And of course, go for DPOY, like you go big or go home. So, this year it's the same attitude, but now instead of instead of, trying to make a team, it's not second team anymore. It's first team, and it's still trying to get defensive player of the year. And, that's defensively always like my goal to be that defensive juggernaut for my team because I know I'm capable of it. And then like offensively, obviously stay a consistent threat. I want to be one of the best two-way players to ever play this game. So I can't forget that I am still an offensive threat. And I'm still working through that now, but definitely those are like the 2 things that I set my mind on.
So this season, we're off to a little bit of a rocky start, but there's been a lot of transition. So what is your mindset going in? You guys have the Sky this weekend, and to sort of set this off for the rest of the season, what are your thoughts after having gone through those first 2 games?
We wrote it on the board after our Vegas loss, and we were in the locker room together and we wrote on the board the journeys of the war. So we're a new team. We literally formed this team less than 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Of course, there are high expectations, as just let alone being a basketball player, but being a Sparks, being a spark, and it's not a secret, what I mean? Like this name carries weight outside of who we are. So when we step on that court, we have to keep that in mind when we're playing these teams, and we're going to figure it out. Some of us are really young, some of us aren't, and we're talking about maturity and IQ. I'm not saying that, some people are immature. It's just, it comes with experience, how to get through those rough spots when we're losing by 20. How do we still do the little things? And how do we still be a team? How do we still stay together? So it's like, once we get all that, under the belt and our rookies don't become rookies anymore, our vets are still doing their we'll be fine. It's 2, and even if it was 4 or 5, it's still game.
Okay, so little switch slightly. This is the 25th year of the W. So I want to know what meant to you early on, and who was the first team that you were a super fan of? Or were you? Like, did it start with college or did it start with the W?
Well, my view of the W is a lot of people have said like, what, you never watched? I watched the WNBA. I did. I watched them when the Liberty had a deal with the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, my hometown. My high school coach took all of us to every single Liberty game in the Prudential Center, every single one. And I tried to get headbands, arm sleeves, everything you name it. You know, I was there. I watched it growing up. But my mindset on the league wasn't more so like, oh my gosh, I love these players. It was more so, I want to play those players. So my mindset going to the league was, oh, I want to go to the league someday. Not because there's all the great players, but it's like, I want to be one of those great players. I want to play the best players, you know, and then it's like, all right, cool, I'm in it. Now, all right, when the next one coming in? Now I want to help the next one coming here and figure it out a little bit faster than I did. So that's how I always looked at the league. Like I was a fan, but more so because I knew if you reached the league, you were one of the best players in the country. I was like, I want to be that. So let me get to the league real quick.
So mentorship is important to you. You want to make sure that you take on that role. Are you in contact with like high school players from your old high school or people from your college? Because I mean, Syracuse, their program is obviously iconic in some ways.
Yeah.
So what's that like for you being a mentor?
It's cool. You know, I didn't realize I was a mentor until my I want to say my junior year in college when she's still my mentee to this day, Gabrielle Cooper. And I just talked to her a lot and we became closer. We're like family, you know, but through the time I started to realize that she was picking up some of my mannerisms. And I'm like, oh, I actually have somebody like right here watching everything I do, whether it was intentional or not. I still had to be intentional and purposeful in what I do because somebody was always watching me. So that helped me become a better professional and become a better person because it's like, I can't just think about myself. I got to think about if Gabby watching me, I know it's probably 10 or 12 other girls watching me and watching her. So it's a chain. And I got to remember that. Like it's a domino effect. So yeah, paying it forward. That's my thing. Like you help one, they go help three. Them three help another three. I'm all for that. I'm all about giving back. So I just try to be a me for me when I didn't have a me.
That's amazing. We love that. So I love the social media presence of you personally and then what the Sparks have done collectively. How did you get them to allow you to drop the Durag? That's what I want to know. How did you get them to say yes? Because you know that is iconic. That is all-time classic. So
it's me. Come on, it's me. No, seriously. Man, I'm Jersey. I'm not trying to say, I'll say Tri-City, because I don't want the New York heads coming at my neck. You know what I'm saying? When you think of Tri-City, you think fitteds, you think headwear, you know what I'm saying? The swag. So especially for North natives, the Silky is like a rite of passage. So, you know,
lap out, untie,
lap out, lap on top of the head, loose, you know, so I've you know, gained the respect that, okay, this is Britt Steves, this is Britt swag. Like Britt rocks Silkies 24/7. No whether we practicing, we going out, we staying in, Britt's gonna have a Silky on. So in doing that, once I pulled it out for the pictures, in their minds, it's not something crazy. It's like, oh, we see Britt with this every day. Go ahead, Britt, and take you a couple flicks. Now, I did not have anything to do with them posting the picture for the class, the people who made it. I didn't know they was gonna pick that, but hey, I mean
I loved it. It was so much personality. So speaking of Brit swag, I love how you put yourself together for game day. What goes into your thought process about setting that up? I love the first, I think it was the first game photos. You guys had it laid out on there, everybody.
Yeah.
What goes into you putting together your look?
Well, I mean, shout out to my stylist. His name is Style by Codes, Juwan Williams. He's actually my little brother. So I talked to him, and one thing he's big on is fashion. He really loves fashion. He's going to school for it. He's finishing school for it. And I tell him, you know, there's a lot of potential in the women's business. You know, so tap into the women's business. I said, you have me. I said, you can talk, you come and visit me, you come and stay with me, you meet all my teammates, you meet all these women. Tap in, use your voice. Like, I can introduce you. I said, me wearing your fits that you put together, that's the beginning. I said, after that, when people start asking me like they're doing now, oh my gosh, your fit, style by code, style by code. So I just talked to him about just keeping it simple, very simple, one thing that pops. Like, you know, keep it simple, keep it plain Jane, because I don't really like to attract too much attention off my outfit. Like, my personality, who I am, that's enough. So I don't need personality on top of like 1,000 colors. So just keep it simple, you know, and then I have one thing that pops, whether it's the shoes, whether it's the pants, or whether it's the shirt. It's just one element that pops, and he gets me on that. So it's really clutch to have him in my corner when it comes to fashion this year.
I love that. So what are you wearing on court? Footwear.
Shoe-wise, right now I have a pair of Nike Renew Elevate, the second design. So I have the first pair, and then I have the second pair, and then I have the Kobe Pro Kill Bills, the Pro 5 Kill Bills. So those are my rotations for the season. I'm going with a white pair, yellow pair, and then I have a black and white pair, because we all don't like white socks with black shoes.